Okay, welcome to the NaNoWriMo Kickoff session. We'll just go through a bit about writing books and about NaNoWriMo and how it'll help us to write. So I'll start by sharing my screen. Yeah. So a little bit about my background. I have been a communications and publishing professional since the early 2000s and was with Oxford University Press as commissioning head like till 2014. And then I took a break when my younger son was born and my daughter was 5 years old. And I decided to be with my kids. And little later on, I decided to explore ways on how I can make a difference, which led to blogging, writing, self-publishing, etc. So right now, the author of multiple Amazon best-selling books, contributor for online magazines, publishing coach, and I also have an agency where we provide publishing services to authors. I have worked with dozens of authors traditionally as well as through self-publishing. And NaNoWriMo have successfully completed the 50,000 words mark in 2016 and 2017. 2016 was like how not to do NaNoWriMo. And then 2017 was better. And I published my 2016 novel in the year 2017. So I thought we'll start with a little stats about the publishing industry, especially the US publishing industry, as the Indian was is still starting. So the US book industry generated over 25 billion US dollars in 2019. The annual print book sales in the US were 675 million in the last quoted one, which is 2017. Ebooks, 162 million ebooks were sold in the US. And the number of self-published books, that is, authors who are going for publishing their own books rather than going through a publisher, traditional publisher, it was 1.68 million. These are the statistics that are available on Statista. And the Indian ebook market is still in its nascency. So that's why I'm quoting these US figures. So I thought we'll start with a session on what is stopping you from writing your book. So you can just unmute yourself and tell us the reason.
Okay, for me, I think it's just I don't know. I can't keep up with the regular schedule. So I might start. So sometimes I just start, and then after 2-3 days, I just stop and give up. Not give up, but I'm just I'm like, oh, I don't have any material to write, or yeah. So I think it's basically no material and maybe procrastination, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, for me, some themes come up, and when I was seriously thinking over the theme and everything, suddenly I find that somebody has already written. So I see the book already written with the content, whatever I thought of.
Uh-huh.
I'm discouraged. And second thing is the audience whom I focus. So still I'm not sure to whom I'm writing.
Okay.
As an elderly person, I want to write to the present day youth.
Mm-hmm.
So to communicate with them, I'm collecting so many facts about the today's youth and their ideas, their mindset, everything. Suddenly I get out of focus. Then I want to write to some the people of my age, so that a mutual consolation, something. So two reasons. I lose focus. I don't have any idea to whom I am writing. Second thing is, whatever I think of, I find that somebody has already written on that. So I don't know what new I'm going to add it.
Okay.
Okay, that's my problem.
Okay, for me, it would be because of my work would demand certain writing. Okay, like I need to write out blogs for my work. That's one. But then if my passionate writing would be another subject, so I wouldn't be able to. The time giving the time that it needs is something that I don't have. So that's what stops me.
Yeah. Okay. Madhavi, would you like to share?
Yeah, hi, I'm
Hi.
Madhvi. So I get a lot of interesting ideas, or these thoughts keep playing in my head, but it happens at different times. Let's say I'm going for a walk, or let's say I'm doing something else. I suddenly get these thoughts in my mind saying, "Oh, I should have written this. Oh, I want to write about this." But when I actually sit down to write, I it seems I've just gone blank. So I'm not able to put those thoughts which were there earlier. And when I actually start writing, I then start feeling saying, hey, this is not what I had thought that time, or this is not what I want to write. So one of these days, I managed to write about a couple of pages. And then I thought I should not stop it and I should just go on. But then again, there was a break. And then again, I couldn't start it back again. So that's my problem.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we all go through these stages, I think, at one point of time or the other. So consistency, yes, it's important. So for that, we can, use stuff, tools like setting up a reminder, putting it on our calendar, so that every day we are focused and we know that that is a time that we have dedicated to writing, and we will follow through on that. And with regards to audience and book also, I think what we need to do is have a quick win. So we can, like jot down all the different book ideas that we have, and then figure out which is the book that is something we can easily do the fastest. And once we, get that book done, maybe it might be 5,000 words, it might be 10,000 words, because Kindle has anything from like 10-minute read to hours and hours. So there is no boundary. You have people who want to read whatever is there available. So they are falling short of books that would appeal to them. So if we have a clear target audience in mind, like Uncle was mentioning about writing for the youth and then thinking about writing for his peers, so you can just think of that topic, and once you have finalized that, quick win, and also which audience is better suited for that, and jot down the content, like what will be the outline, how will one topic move from, divide the book into sections and flow, basic logical flow. And already written, I think, Uncle, it's a good way, because it shows that that topic is uh, requested by people, that it's a topic that people are reading, and the more competition that is there, the better chances are there that the book will go up. You can say, okay, like business communication or marketing, whatever, there are still books coming out. Just because there are bestsellers in that area, even now people are writing, they bring their own unique angle to it. So you can look at what unique angle you would be providing in that particular book, and that unique angle and your perspective, that will be totally different. Nobody else can replicate that. So I think that would be a good idea where you can start. And with regards to work, yes, work is, we do a lot of writing for our work also. And you can, Joel, schedule slots for it, like for writing, and a content plan, like what is the content that you will be putting out the whole month. Content plan, you can have it scheduled a month prior, or maybe you can do a quarterly, a yearly, and have the entire like overall picture in mind, and then break it down into what you want to do this quarter, what content you want to bring out next quarter. And with that in mind, you can also have like, what will you put out on your blog? What will you put out on your social media, your newsletter, etc. So having that clear picture, it will help you work out, because then you'll be also managing your business and your personal writing as well. And time is, yes, definitely an issue. But the good thing is that everybody has 24 hours. So, like even like a Stephen King would have 24 hours, J.K. Rowling would have 24 hours, we have 24 hours. So if you have the outline, if you know where your book is going, where the story is going, and then you just, maybe take out 15 minutes and you schedule your writing. Second, like whenever you have a break, you just like take out your phone and either like write it down or take audio notes and just record your thoughts. And that way is, not wait for like, you to have a chunk of 2 hours at a time, or, 3 hours, that is a time I will write. And then that entire month goes because you never could get that 3 hours. So morning, maybe you take out 15 minutes. In the evening, you take out 15 minutes. When you're traveling, you have some ideas, you put it down on paper or on the phone voice note. Yeah, similarly for Madhvi also, like the ideas that you have, you can just maybe keep a small diary with you where you just jot down. That could be your ideas notebook. And you can just jot down those ideas, like this is the idea I got. And also if you have the phone with you, just on your recorder app, you can note down those ideas. So when later on, when you're actually sitting down to write, those could be ideas that you further develop on. And yeah,
Thank you,
so
that helps.
yeah, so yeah, so I also was just like learning this like recently in that large publications course, no? So about this content plan, about how we should schedule our content that we are putting out, not, just sit one day and say, okay, today what I'm going to write. It needs to be strategized so that, you can
What
optimally.
do you what do you do? Is that okay? I ask you a question right
Sure,
now.
sure.
Okay, so what do you do sometimes? Like you're inspired to like for me, I take voice notes and then transcribe it to text. So sometimes I'm inspired and sometimes I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do at that point?
Like both of them are about the same topic.
Yeah, the thing is, like example, if I sit down to write, it's not like the first time I'm writing. I already have one book in Amazon there, okay. But like when I start writing it, great. It starts very good, but at some point in time, it hits a plateau where I'm like, okay, where are the thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for that, the main thing is that, yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't touch on that. First thing is like when you're writing a book, you can just do a brain dump. So whatever ideas you think will fit into that book, you just take maybe like a couple of pages of a register or a chart or something, put all those points down, like whatever will go in that book, all the topics. So that is the mind map.
Okay.
And then you can like segregate it into sections. So suppose it's an autobiography, and first like your childhood, so all the points that correspond to your childhood you color in red. Then whatever is there about your higher studies and later work, you can do it in green. So stuff like that. So when you color code it, that outline becomes the main
Yeah, yeah,
content.
yeah.
And then from that you take out your table of contents. So the table of contents, you'll break it down into sections. So childhood becomes one section, then high schooling, then work, marriage, etc. And then each of them will have like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So each section, it's better to have like a similar number of chapters, so that the first section doesn't have like 10 chapters and the second section has 2 chapters. So it could be like 3 chapters or 4 chapters per section. And then when this is there, this is the basic framework or the skeleton of the book. And once you have that, then you just need to fill in the blanks. When you are filling in the blanks, then you don't have you're not staring at a blank page,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you know that, okay, I finished 4.4 and today I have to write about 5.1 or 4.5.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. And like even NaNoWriMo, like one main thing is like don't leave on a blank page. So
Okay.
just write one line for the next day so that when you start, you already have something there, and
Okay.
you know you can just continue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that was good. Thank you
Yeah, sure.
for that.
Okay, so what is NaNoWriMo? So I thought like I'll just share why I am so in love with NaNoWriMo that I keep promoting NaNoWriMo since 2016 when I got to know about it. It's basically an annual internet-based creative writing project, and it takes place in November. So it's National Novel Writing Month. And the participants attempt to write a 50,000 words manuscript between November 1 and November 30th. In July 99, when it started, they started with 21 participants. And last year, in 2019, they had more than 4.5 lakh writers from all over the world who participated. And there were also young writers who were participating, over a lakh of young writers. So this is again, young writers program is for children below the age of 18. They can select their own word count. Yeah, so main thing about NaNoWriMo is it's a platform where, one, you can track your progress, you can set your milestone, how many words you want to write, you can connect with other writers, because the platform is such that, like Facebook, it's also a networking community. You can add friends and then you can be in touch, bucking each other up. And also it's designed in such a way, it's gamified, you get badges and all. So you know it helps you uh, try to finish your novel. And how will NaNoWriMo help you? So like NaNoWriMo unlocks the creativity, because you know there is a fixed timeline for it. Then there's no, you know, like procrastination. It still happens, but you know that within 30 days you have to complete this project. And you know you're not alone. You know there are millions of people writing at the same time. And if you get stuck somewhere, there are you know, a lot of Facebook groups online. So you just join them, and then there are thousands of people working online at any given point of time. So any problem you have, you just, you know, you can just start a comment like, you know, I'm stuck with this character, the story has reached this place, what should I do? Then people will give their feedback, you know, do like this, do like this. So that way, when more and more ideas come in, it unlocks your blog. You can also ask, you know, I'm like stuck about anything. And there are lots of people, I mean, I've like personally all these things have happened, so that's why it makes it all the more nice, because you're not alone, there are people with you. And they will keep bucking you up. Like earlier I had like lots of people on my network there on NaNoWriMo, and people I didn't even know, like random strangers, they'll come up and they'll be like, oh, it's so nice that you've reached this much word count, let us you know, continue further, don't stop, just go on and stuff. So that interaction with the authors, that's the main thing, that you're not alone. Nobody is starting a book and you're alone. You're there to raise each other up. And you're also accountable, because you know daily you're uploading the word count and you're updating that and all. And also you're focused on writing your book. And like I mentioned, the gamification, so they have badges, like every day if you keep updating the word count, they'll say, okay, you updated for 1 day, you get a badge. You updated 5 days at a stretch, you get a badge. 10 days, 25 days, like that. And suppose you don't do that, then again you start from day one. So all these, you know, visuals of the graph, and they recommend that you have your own cover of the book. And the percentage of people who actually complete the book is higher if that cover is already there, because your end goal is visualized. So you know, okay, this book I'm writing, this is my cover, and I'm writing this, people know about it. So that all is a lot of use. And the most important thing is that it's a fun challenge, there is a lot of fun because everybody is there. You're just working together, and that camaraderie is there. So that's the main thing that I love about NaNoWriMo. And yeah, so the points to keep in mind: one, schedule a time to write. You can mark it on your calendar, add reminders, and try to keep to that time and write. The 50,000 words divided by 30 days is 1667.666 words per day. And in case you don't want to write during the weekends, then it is 2,500 words per day. A very important point is you don't edit, just write. So whatever you're writing, there might be typos, there might be grammatical errors, but just go on. Just focus on getting the draft ready. And you can write wherever you want, on a laptop, on your phone, or on paper. It's just that you need to track your daily word count, and you can update it on the NaNoWriMo site at the end of the day.
So
Okay.
that happens a lot with me. This is Madhuri. That happens a
Yeah.
lot, that I write something and then I just want to quickly go back and also edit it.
Yeah.
So then the trail of thoughts just goes away. And then I
Exactly.
end up just editing that small piece and not having continued with what I was actually planning to write. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. So when you edit, you're so focused on refining it, polishing it, etc. But right now it's just a first draft. The book will go through multiple rounds of revision, self-editing, editing. So many
Mm.
professionals will also be involved. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to work out the perfect paragraph at that point of time. Writing your book. One, you need to decide what you're going to write. Is it a non-fiction that you're planning to write? Is it a fictional book that you're planning to write? So, like, if it's a non-fiction, does it, enhance your career? It's about your expertise, your autobiography. What do you want to write about? Um, do you want to write about your blog, article, screenplay? So you can just decide that first. And then if it's a fictional story, then what's the theme, the storyline, main characters, settings, plot, etc. So you can before starting, have an idea, basic idea about what the story is going to be. And for nonfiction, like I mentioned, it's better to create an outline or a framework so that the table of contents is divided into sections and the topics are flowing logically, sequentially. So when you're writing, then you don't have any problem, because at that point, the framework is there and you're just fleshing it out. So you're just filling in the blanks. And yeah, like I mentioned, this is only the first draft. There'll be many more rounds on this, and professionals will be involved. If you think your language is not good and you need to get the perfect word, that like even with any publisher, you will still find one or two typos or one or two errors. There is, I don't think there'll be any book that you will find free of errors. It could also be that so many years have gone into that book, but if you do it over different rounds, the the development editor is there, the copy editor is there, proofreader is there, you are there, beta readers are there, but still there might be typos that come. So don't worry about that. And because you start off with an ebook, publish it on Amazon as an ebook, and any error like that you can catch it, and by the time you print out the paperback, by the time all these teething issues can be resolved. And like people mentioned, that this is just like a sandbox, you're filling in the sand. The castle will be made at a later stage, but right now the first draft stage is basically just getting all the material, all the matter that you would need for the book, and then working on the next step. Yeah, so basically that was a bit that I wanted to share with this kickoff session. So it's open if you have any more questions that you
Yes,
have.
Rebecca, I had a question.
Yeah.
You told us that, okay, while writing it out, it's a phase, and then there is a part where the professionals would come and help us to edit it.
Yes.
So, how far would they go to help out? Like, just tell us, like, some examples of how they would help in terms of editing and bringing out the final copy.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So
Like, would they go ahead and read a big chunk of it and then tell us, or how would they do it?
okay, the draft is there. So first stage would be the self-editing stage, where you yourself are working on like a round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds of bettering the manuscript. So looking at it from a grammar point of view, looking at it from a flow and the headings, subheadings, etc. When you are convinced, when you think that okay, this is a draft which is okay, I can send it to an editor, then it'll depend on the level, the intensity of work that is there. If you feel that there are a lot of areas that the editor needs to intervene, then maybe you can go in for a development editor first. So that development editor goes through the entire content, goes through the, say it's a fictional one, so goes through the story. Is there any loophole in the plot? Is there anything that needs to be shifted from point 4.1 to 7.1 or ahead? So that way, that development editor will help out with the content outline. So they'll be shifting stuff there and pointing out. And the copy editor would be looking at stuff like grammar, consistency, and for looking for typos, putting headers, subheaders, captions for photographs, etc. And once all this is done, most editors use Word and they use the track changes. So when you have sent that Word document to them, you will get it back full of color. So like they would have changed the word, they would have edited something, added something, put in comments. So then you need to go through that one by one. So if they say, okay, is this word more appropriate? So then you can take their feedback, or you can say, no, I feel this is more appropriate because I know my market, I know my audience. And even like whatever editing that they do, it'll be there in a different color. Suppose your color is red, that whatever you are writing is in red, their color will be in blue or something. So that ways you'll be able to keep a track of exactly who did what.
Excellent.
And with that you can move ahead, because like writing and publishing a book is a long process, and the final product that needs to go out needs to meet a certain quality, and we cannot compromise on that. So like NaNoWriMo, I like it because it gives you a concerted effort and a time. So within this time you have to write, but still that quality we still need to maintain, and we'll put in like loads of rounds on that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Did it answer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like any other further thing to that?
yeah, there is further thing to that. I mean, see, the thing is, it's a bad question actually. Um, See, one is I want to finish this book. That's a good thing actually. But then a lazy way to do it. That's a very bad question to ask, right? So one is I would go about speaking it out, taking voice notes, and then transcribing it. That's one. Um, and then could you tell me some more shortcuts in terms of anything that I need to remember? Shortcuts, because I'm looking at the end result more than the whole process. I mean, the process is important. I get that, but then I'm not like a writer kind of a person, right?
Yeah, so instead of you transcribing, there are also transcription services like rev.com and all. So you just need to send them the files, and they will transcribe the content and send to you. So that is one way where, you can focus only on creating content. You can keep speaking, and the service provider will give you the matter in a, it won't be like perfect.
You just reminded me of a service where for 10 hours of transcriptions are free, actually. One of my friends was telling me.
Okay.
He was actually telling it as a competition to the rev,
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll use that actually. 10 hours would be a great thing.
Yeah, 10 hours, maybe the entire book, you can get
that's
it
what
done.
I'm saying. I could get that free.
Yeah. So stuff like that. So, you can focus on your core expertise and leave all these work, you delegate all of that. And other than that, shortcut would basically be like how to find time. So time would be like, you're busy with your classes, you have so many things. So maybe you could batch things. So, like one example that a coach gave was like, suppose you batch food. So you cook for 2 days in advance and you freeze it. And then for lunch, dinner, and the next day, you just keep heating it up and eating it. It might not be what is ideal, but because you're in a crunch and, you want to write your book, you want to bring it out faster. So, stuff like that. So, yeah, so those are some ways.
Thank you. Good. You know what? I just casually came sat on at this webinar, but then it really has provoked me to say, come on, I should do this.
That's so great to know. Yeah, so any other questions you think you have that we can answer?
Is it mandatory to design the cover? Is it mandatory? Is it mandatory or necessary?
It's not mandatory, but what they suggest is that if you have that visual in front of you, so then it helps you reach your goal. So the percentage of people who have a cover and have finished the book is higher than people who did not have a cover.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is this canva.com site. They also have a book.
What? Can you please repeat?
Canva, CANVA .com, and it also has a mobile app. So you can do that, and you can make a cover like very quickly in that. So yesterday, after I had posted in the group, and I was like, I didn't have a cover myself. So finally, it took me about 10 minutes. So I just quickly put together that cover. So now at least that visual is there. It's just a placeholder. So later on, I can always go back and work on that, give it to somebody else who's a cover designer. And yeah, so we know that.
Can you show it now as a preview? as a privileged first audience, your cover.
Yeah, 1 second.
Or if Bex, if you're running out of time, I can show that on Canva.
Acha, I had put it in that group actually.
Oh, yeah, I can show him.
Yeah, now I don't know where I've saved it. I think I
no problem.
I think I was using the phone only, so I didn't save it on the laptop.
Okay.
Yeah,
then finally, I want to know, what should I do exactly today midnight, step by step, practically what I should do. I have to open the NaNoWriMo site.
Are you planning to write during the night, or would you be working during the day?
But you said today midnight I would to start something, at the
no, in the sense that you can.
Yes, I want to do that.
You want to
push myself. I want to push myself.
Yeah. So
if not now, then when? There's a question for me. Already late. So I have to catch up.
Yeah. So you can start like exactly at midnight and then write, and like the whole day you can write, and tomorrow night,
Okay.
1st November night, you can update the word count.
Acha, that's updating is 1st November night. Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah. So whenever like you're like last going to sleep at that time, so then you just update the word count, and you just keep a track like that. Excel we developed, no uncle, in that
Okay.
you can just put that day's word count, and that will like debit it out of the remaining words that you have to write.
Now you have uploaded that Excel in the group now
Yeah, uncle.
this time.
Haha.
Oh,
I put that in the group.
sorry. Today I was busy. I was out and I did not see the phone the whole day.
No problem. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I will
I
see.
put that
Thank
Excel also, and I put that yesterday night. Actually, I put the cover, and I'm
Okay.
not able to find that right now.
No problem. I will find out.
Yeah, okay. So that's like just a basic one. So I just put the name, the subtitle, name of the author,
But
and
later we can change that also, no? Later we can change that. Okay.
Yes.
That's
Change also. Yeah.
okay. Good.
So we can have a basic book description, like what is it going to cover, and yeah.
Good.
In the
Sorry, Rebecca, I
sure.
just, in fact, had signed into the website only today, so I'm slightly lost in whatever you're mentioning right now with regards to this Excel. And so, can you just do this little bit in detail for me? So, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to go and just put the word count on the website, or what is this group which you're talking about?
No, actually, we're talking about this thing WhatsApp group that we have. So in that, like we have been talking about writing and all. So I had shared an Excel there, wherein every day's word count gets, you just add on to that, and formula is there. So it'll just show you like what is the number of words that you still have to do. So
This is on the website itself, is it?
no. This is like I and Xavier uncle, we have developed it over the last few years. So we keep adding on to that. So I'll just show you this. Yeah, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the orange cells are the one where you need to write. So suppose on the 1st of November, you wrote, say, 500 words.
Mm-hmm.
So now your target has gone down to 49,500. And then the next day you write, say, 1,500 and, 2,000.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
where is this going to be available?
this I'll send you. I'll send you on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got it.
I'll send you on Messenger.
Sure.
Yeah. Or you could send me your email and I'll mail it to you, whichever
Yeah, I'll do that.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So using that, we can just one second. Yeah, so you can just add that, and word count only is being updated on the NaNoWriMo site, and there are lots of badges and all. So you can now also go in and see that there is a badge if you have encouraged somebody else to start writing. So there is a badge for that. If you have already planned out your outline and all, you're a planner. So there's a badge for that. If you are just going like on the fly, you're going to write, then there's a pantser badge there. So that way, it's a lot of fun, and you can keep exploring the site. So it's very interesting. Yeah. So basically, like at midnight, like depending on the time zones, NaNoWriMo will start for that particular country. And you just need to write wherever you want. laptop, phone, paper, doesn't matter. And you will update the word count on the NaNoWriMo site. And whenever you finish that 50,000 words, it could be something that happens on 15th November, it could be something that happens on 20th, 25th. Whenever you finish that 30th, you just need to take the entire content of that file, just select all of it, copy it, and paste it on the Nano word counter. So when you
Rebecca, is it possible for you to, sorry to interrupt you, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Is it possible for you to help us out in terms of at least the first few days
Mhm.
or the first day, like tomorrow,
Mhm.
to go through this process, like where we meet up on a Zoom call or something like that?
Mhm. Okay.
Like we write it, like we write it and keep it ready, and
Mhm.
then you help us out with the process with the website.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, so I'll just show you the website.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this is the website. So there'll be, you just log in, create your own user ID if you haven't. And here, so this is the project. Uncle, this is the cover. So I just had put it as a book here, and there are some flowers. So that's the basic I had done. And then you go to your project. Okay. I'm not sure like why it's not opening. Maybe like the word count, they're not opening because we are still in October. Yeah, so there will be a place for you to add the word count for the day. Okay, I'll just show last year's. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so these are the badges. Sorry, I'm not able to. Okay, this one. Yeah, so these are, the various badges that you get if you update on the first day. You're continuously updating your writing progress, halfway mark, and stuff. And sorry, I'm not able to get that data. 1 second. Yeah, so basically it'll have a graph. It'll show you exactly like every day how many words you've written, and how many more you still have to write. Yeah. So do you think it'll help if we meet tomorrow?
No, I would think at least it would be a good start, you know.
Yeah, sure. So maybe tomorrow, what time?
I think somewhere in the evening because it'll, allow us to finish the work and then meet.
Yeah. So maybe around the same time, 7:30.
Perfect.
Yeah. So tomorrow, we'll just go through, like today, we can all register in case we haven't. We can add our friends to it, and we can send friend requests and all, and get the outline of the book. What are we going to write about, and the outline. And then tomorrow in the sense like midnight onwards, we can start writing, and by tomorrow evening we'll have a better idea.
Okay.
Okay, Uncle. Yeah. So any doubt for starting the writing?
I don't have any. So
Okay. So basically the book, we already know what we have to write, and we can just start with the content plan, start with the content outline. Just like work a bit on the outline first, because that is going to be the main document which will help reach the final stages. Because the first day I started, like the first day on 1st of November midnight, I started off with the outline. Till that time I hadn't done it. So first I worked on the outline, and once I had that in mind, the next few days were very simple, even though it was like a novel, and only on the last day I actually got to know who was the killer. I didn't know that earlier, but still it was nice to have that outline in mind. So right now we can first start the outline will not count, you can do it today also. And November 1st, 1:00.01 a.m. we can start writing. And all the very best to each one. And I hope we can write. And like my main thing with Nano is that even if we do not complete 50,000, for me, that doesn't matter. It's like at least we are starting writing, and we are if this Nano hadn't come, we wouldn't have written. It could be 10,000, it could be 20,000, it could be 5,000, it could be say two blog posts of 1,000 words each. But at least we are able to focus our energies and concentrate, and set apart that time for writing. So that's the main thing. Yes, Uncle, were you saying something?
No, nothing to say, but I think of Rajini syndrome. So the doubt, so whatever doubt may be, but there should not be any doubt that whether I'm going to write or not. So my doubt should be some other doubt than this doubt. So that's my, I was thinking about that, Rajini syndrome. Even today's newspaper is decision or indecision is coming out. So I have to get out of it. That's the thing. Okay.
Which syndrome is that, Uncle? Rajni one?
Rajini syndrome.
What is that?
So from 1991, he's saying, I'm going to enter the politics. I'm not. So whether to enter or not, whether to start a party or do it to the other party. So,
okay.
So same thing, I think,
Yeah. To do or not to do. So we are doing it.
So he's the anti-model for NaNoWriMo. Do it.
Do it. So you can go with Nike. Yeah, just do it.
Just to do it.
Yeah, be like Kamal.
Yes, do it. Yes, that's good. Really. Mm.
Yeah.
After it is a victim's problem, no? You are the killers. So only the reader should suffer. No? I am not going to suffer anything. By publishing a boring book, what I am going to lose?
Yeah, uncle, it's not going to be a boring book, no. We'll,
Yes.
you know, that we'll be anyway doing like multiple rounds, and then when you are writing, obviously you will write it as per your standards.
Yes,
So
sure.
yeah, so because your name is associated with it, no. So if the book comes out, it's your book. So it's your baby. So you will make sure that it's well fed.
Okay, good. I will be the first reader of my book. So that's good. Nice.
Yeah.
So thank you, Becky, really for your time, and it's good, really.
Yeah,
So
thank
whenever
you.
Yeah, thanks, Becky.
Okay, thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll
Bye.
stay in touch, and
Yep.
Okay,
any
sure.
doubt we can reach out. You can reach out.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Good night.
Okay,
Okay,
bye
Bye.
bye.
Good night.
Bye.